Okay, inshallah, we're going to start on the sequence of Wudoo. Again, let's start this off again. Abdul-Walee, we seek protection of Allah subhanahu from Shaitan at first, because surely Shaitan does not want us to understand these things. Surely Shaitan wants us to be of those who are deaf, dumb, and blind. He wants us to be of those who walk the Salat al-Mustaqim. Now remember that Salat is the key. Salat is the key. Without the Salat, you have nothing. If your Salat is bad, the rest of your actions is bad. If your Salat is good, the rest of your actions are good. Remember, we talked about the Wudoo. We said that there is no Wudoo without what? We know there's no Wudoo without stingy. But then also when you begin the Wudoo, you must begin with Bismillah. There is no Wudoo without Bismillah. Okay, so you must begin with the Bismillah. Okay, so inshallah we're reading from page 5, the sequence of the Wudoo. Aisha radiallahu anha reported, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam loved to start from the right side in every act, i.e. wearing shoes, combing his hair, and performing ablution. So everything that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did, he began with the right side. Whenever he combed his hair, he began with the right side. Whenever he put his shoes on, he began with the right side. Anytime that he began with something, he would begin with the right side. Whenever you pass something, you pass it to the right side first. You always begin with the right side first. I'm saying, pass to the right. Pass to the right. Okay? You put your shoes on, you put your right side first. The right shoe first on. You comb your hair, you comb the right side of your hair first. Okay? So this is a sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that with everything that he did, he began with the right side. Also narrated by Ibn Abbas, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed Wudoo by washing the body parts only one time. So we're told in the hadith that there are many different ways that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made Wudoo. Some may say you have to do it 3 times, some may say you have to do it 2 times, some may say you can do it 1 time. All of these are correct. So we have the hadith of Ibn Abbas, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed Wudoo by washing the body parts only 1 time. In another hadith narrated by Abdullah ibn Zayd, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed Wudoo by washing the body parts 2 times. So once and twice are both permissible in the Sunnah. So if someone tells you got to do it 3 times, that's not true. You got to do it 2 times, that's not true. We have evidence in the hadith that he did it once and twice. In another hadith, Umran, the free slave of Uthman, said, Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu called for ablution water, and this is how he performed the Wudoo. He washed his hands 3 times. He then washed his mouth and cleaned his nose with water 3 times. He then washed his face 3 times. Then washed his right arm to the elbow 3 times. Then washed his left arm like that. Then wiped his head. Then washed his right foot up to the ankle 3 times. Then washed his left foot like that. And then said, I saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam perform Wudoo, perform ablution like the ablution of mine. Then the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he who performs Wudoo like the ablution of mine and then stood up for prayer and offered 2 rakats of prayer without allowing his thoughts to be distracted, all of his previous sins are expiated. Ibn Shibban said, our scholars remarked, this is the most complete of the ablutions performed for prayer. So we have in these hadith that it is permissible to make Wudoo once, twice, or 3 times. So all of this is permissible. Okay, so we're told that all of these are permissible. You can make Wudoo 1 time. You can perform Wudoo 2 times, meaning that you do each body part 2 times, or you can do it 3 times. Now we're told according to Uthman radiallahu anhu that to do it the 3 times, this is the best, this is the most complete. Okay? But all of them are correct. Once, twice, or 3 times, all of them is correct. We're also told from the hadith of Uthman radiallahu anhu that when you make a perfect Wudoo, and then you make 2 rakats, right? Without thinking about anything other than else, not being distracted in the salah, then all of your previous sins will be forgiven. So again, making the Wudoo properly, whether it's once, twice, or 3 times, properly, then you make 2 rakats, right? all of the sins will be forgiven. And when you make this salah, when you make these 2 rakats, you cannot be distracted. Your mind must be focused, and you must not think about nothing else other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Now these are very important hadiths. They're important for us, they're important for our soul, and they're important for the akhirah. Okay? Do not sleep on these hadiths. Do not take these hadiths lightly. When you make wudu, if you're tired, you don't have to do it 3 times. You can do it 1 time. You feel like doing it 2 times, you can do it 2 times. If you want to do it the best, which is 3, you can do it 3 times. After you make the wudu, because there's an example of Bilal ibn Rabah, that it was a sunnah of Bilal ibn Rabah, that anytime he went to the bathroom, or anytime he broke wudu, he used to make wudu and make 2 rakats. And we're told in the hadith that the Rasulullah said he saw his footprints or his footsteps ahead of the Prophet Muhammad in the Jannah. So Rasulullah asked Bilal, what is it that you're doing? Or what act did you do that would merit you this? He said, I don't know nothing but that whenever I break wudu, I make wudu and I make 2 rakats. So we have this hadith of Uthman radiallahu anhu. The first thing that we do, or the first thing that we say when we make the wudu is Bismillah. So this is the sequence. We're going over the sequence, inshallah, of how to make a proper wudu. Some of us make the wudu, we're playing with it, we're faking it to make it, but it has to be done according to the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the first thing is Bismillah. There is a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that if you do not say Bismillah at the beginning of the wudu, say for instance that you forget to say Bismillah before you make the wudu. There is another hadith where the Prophet Muhammad said to say Bismillah fi awwalihi wa akhirihi. So those who forget to say Bismillah, and please write this down because you will be tested upon this. If you forget to say Bismillah in the beginning of making wudu, okay, because we're supposed to say Bismillah, then you can say Bismillah fi awwalihi wal akhirihi, which means in the name of Allah, in the beginning and in the end. In the name of Allah, in the beginning and in the end. In the name of Allah, in the beginning and in the end. This is if you forget to say the Bismillah at the beginning of making wudu. Also, as the brother said, even if you forget to say Bismillah at the beginning of eating food, same thing. Bismillah fi awwalihi wa akhirihi. In the name of Allah, in its beginning and in its end. Okay? Number 2. The next thing we do is we wash the hands. Again, we can do this once, twice, or 3 times. So I'm going to write like this. 1, 2, or 3. Now when we wash the hands, what is it that we have to do specific in washing the hands? What do we have to make sure that we do? Alhamdulillah. As Abdul-Walee said, we got to go in between the fingers. In between the fingers. So when we wash the hands, when we make the wudu, it's not suffice just to go over the top of the hands. You have to go inside the hands, inside the fingers. Okay? You have to wash the finger joints. Okay? And if you have rings, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to take off his rings. So if you have the rings on your fingers, you have to take your finger rings off. If you have nail polish, you have to take nail polish off. Okay? For the women. Okay? So number 1, we say Bismillah. Number 2, we wash the hands. Number 3, we wash the mouth. Okay? So we wash the mouth. And again, when we wash the mouth, we use the right hand. We take the water, we cup the water in the right hand, and we put it in our mouth with our right hand. And we clean the mouth out, again, once, twice, or 3 times. Okay?
Stay focused.
We wash the mouth. Okay? Number 4. After we wash the mouth, we clean and we wash the nose. Okay? Now there's a specific sunnah and how to wash the nose. You can't just do the nose how you want to. Again, when you wash the nose, you use the right hand. You cup the water in the right hand, you sniff it up in with the right hand, and you blow it out with the left hand. Okay? Use the right hand in, out with the left. And again, this is once, twice, or 3 times. When you go in with the right, out with the left, the Prophet Muhammad said, do this vigorously. Don't play with it. Get the boogers out your nose. Get the mucus out your nose. Okay? If you do it properly, you see all the stuff coming out your nose. It's for a reason. Okay, we talked about this before. When you clean the nose, this is a part of fitrah, that your nose is a filter. Every day you breathe all day. Right? You breathe it all day. So your nose has hair, fine hairs in your nose that filter all of these particles, these dust particles and whatnot. Okay? And you have to clean your filter in your nose. Otherwise you get ear, nose, and throat problems, ear infections, nose infections, throat infections, sore throat. All of this is dealing with your ENT, right? Ear, nose, throat. You go to the ENT doctor, something wrong with your nose, you gotta go to the ENT doctor. Something wrong with your ear, you gotta go to the ENT doctor. Right? Ear, nose, and throat. Okay? So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave us the proper etiquette in cleaning our nose, cleansing that filter. When we wake up in the morning, what do? The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, make sure you do what when you wake up in the morning? Huh? He said, make sure that you clean your nose 3 times because what? He said, Shaitan resides in your nasal cavity. Right? You go to sleep, ain't nothing in your nose, ain't nothing in your throat. You wake up in the morning, you clean your mouth. You see all this stuff come out your nose? You see all this stuff come out your mouth? Right? Shaitan dwells in your nasal cavity. What he does, Allahu Akbar. Right? And he said, and if you sleep past Fajr, what happens? Peas in your ear. So here we go again. Ear, nose, he resides in the nasal cavity. You sleep past Fajr, he'll piss in your ear. Right? So we wonder why some people, they have problems with their nose, ear infections, and maybe because of this, Allahu Akbar. Okay? So again, when we wash the nose, again, it's in with the right hand. You snuff it in with the right hand. Snuff it in there. Don't be afraid you're going to drown yourself. I know some people don't like to
feel that burn.
Right? Snuff it in. Blow it out. Get all the muckles, get all the boogers out your nose. Okay? So in with the right, out with the left. Okay? Number 5. Then we wash the face. The face. Again, we do this once, twice, or 3 times. The Prophet Muhammad told us how to wash the face. He would use 2 hands. He would use both of his hands, cup the water in both the hands, and wash the face with both hands. So again, both hands. Okay? Wash the face with both hands. All the way from the top of the hairline, all the way to the chin. All of that. Okay? Also, we're told in the hadith that when he washed the face, he would also clean the eyes. So when you wash the face, get the boogers out your eyes as well. Okay? And he used to use his fingers to clean his eyes. So when you wash the face, also clean the eyes. So number 1, the first thing that we do when we make the wudu, we have to say Bismillah. Okay? In the name of Allah. Everything we do, Bismillah. In the name of Allah. We begin with Bismillah. If you do not say Bismillah at the beginning of making wudu, you start the wudu, you say, oh, I forgot to say Bismillah. Then you say Bismillah fi awwalihi wa akhirihi. In the name of Allah, in the beginning and in the end. You can't say it in Arabic, say it in English. In the name of Allah, in the beginning and in the end. Okay? So Bismillah, if you forget to say Bismillah, Bismillah fi awwalihi wa akhirihi. Okay?
Class.
After you say Bismillah, the first thing you do after Bismillah is wash the hands. And again, this is once, twice, or 3 times. All of them are acceptable. Once, twice, and 3 times. And you must make sure that you wash in between the fingers. Remember we talked about this in Fitrah. Okay, this is part of the Fitrah, to wash the finger joints. So you have to wash in between the fingers, otherwise your wudu is not proper. Okay? Number 3, we must wash the mouth, and we use the right hand. We cup the right hand and get water in the right hand, and we put the water in the mouth with the right hand, not the left hand. You put the water in your mouth with your right hand, and you clean your mouth. You can gargle, right? You see some brothers, they use their finger to wash their mouth, but you can do it once, twice, or 3 times. All of this is suffice. Number 4, after we wash the mouth, then we do the nose, and again you go in with the right hand, you snuff it in. You snuff it in with the right hand, and you blow it out with your left hand. And the reason why we blow it out with the left hand, because when you blow it out, you might have some boogers coming out. And your left hand is used for najas. You can't have boogers on your right hand, because your right hand you give salams, you eat your food and everything. So everything has a sequence and a dab, even how we make wudu. Okay? So in with the right hand, out with the left. And the Prophet Muhammad said, do this vigorously, do it hard, blow it out, don't play with it. Okay? The only time that you be careful when you do the nose is during Ramadan. Okay? So you make sure that you don't swallow any water. Right there yet. Right there yet. Okay? So again, we do the nose. After we do the nose, then we do the face. And we use both hands. Okay, we cup the hands and we go from the top of the head all the way to the chin. Right, the whole face.
Clean that beard too if you got a beard.
Right. Alhamdulillah, thank you for that one. Also, when you wash the face, you use both the hands once, twice, or 3 times. And when you wash the face, you clean the boogers out your eyes. You clean your eyes out with your fingers. Get that sleep out your eyes. And as the brother just reminded me, when you clean the face, you also go through the beard. Those who have beards, the Prophet ﷺ used to wash his beard with his fingers. Go through the beard with his fingers. Okay, so make sure you wash the beard. Okay, number 6. After you wash the face, okay, you clean the eyes, you clean the beard. After you wash the face, then alhamdulillah, the next thing you do is you wash the arm. And we always start with the right side first, so we start with the right arm. Okay? So we're washing the arm from the wrist to the elbow. Because when we did the hands, we washed the whole hand all the way to the wrist. So now when we wash the arm, we wash from the wrist all the way down to the elbow. Make sure you get all of the arm, all the way to the elbow. If you leave any dry spots, your salat is not valid. Okay? And the word that Allah uses is taghassal. Ghassal means to wash. It don't mean just wet your arm. It means wash it, rub it, scrub it. Okay? Like you see the doctors, it means to wash it. Okay? Let's not play with this wudu. Remember, the wudu is a light. Remember, it's a light over the salat. Yes. The wudu is a light. It is a protection from the fire. It is a means of getting over the bridge. So why would we play with it? Don't play with it. Make that wudu. It only takes 2 minutes to make wudu. Surely we can give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 2 minutes of our time. Right? We shouldn't be lazy. Okay? We shouldn't be lazy and make a wudu. So number 6, we wash the arms from the wrist to the elbow once, twice, and 3 times, making sure that we get all of it. Okay? So again, we do the right arm first and then the left arm. Okay? All the way from the wrist to the elbow, washing it. Number 7, we do the head. Okay? But there's a certain way that we wash the head. We don't wash the head. The word is masaha, which means to rub over or to wipe over the head. So what we do is, We don't cup our hands with water, we wet the hands. We wet the hands. As the brother is demonstrating, we put the hands in there, we wet it, right? Then we wipe over the head, and we start from the top, and then go all the way back to the top. We go from the top, go all the way to the back of the neck, and then come back up. One time. One time. So we wet the hands, wet over the head, come back one time, that's it. Okay? So we wet the hands, wipe the head from top to bottom, back to bottom to the top, one time. All right? This is the only time that we only do something one time. We can't do this 2, 3 times. The Prophet ﷺ only did it one time. Okay? One time. So we go from the hairline to the nape of the neck, back to the hairline. One time. Okay? One time. With wet hands. You don't take a whole bunch of water and throw it over your head. That's not the sunnah. You just use wet hands. Boom. One time. After you do the head, when you come back up, then you wash the ears. Okay? Wash the ears. Now there's a certain way that you wash the ears. When you come up, boom. You can still use the same water that you use with your wet hands, and you wipe the ears or wash the ears. The back of the ears, you use your thumbs. Okay? The back of the ears you clean with the thumbs, and then you clean the inside of your ears with your index finger. So the back of the ears with your thumbs, the inside of your ear with your index finger. So back of ears with the thumb, inside of the ears with index finger. Okay? So again, the brother's showing you, you clean the back of your ears with your thumbs, and you clean the inside of your ears with your index finger. Some of y'all, and this is very important, this is part of cleanliness. Okay? You guys ever go to the Chinese acupuncturists? They go like this in the back of your ears, so there's something there. Okay? Also, have y'all ever just keep it at 100? Have any of y'all ever did like this? You know what I'm saying? When in the back of your ear, they smelt it. Sometimes it gets real funky back there. It get real funky back there, right? So if you wash your ears like you're supposed to make a wudu, you stay clean. Okay? And we're the most hygienic. Okay? You clean the inside of your ears, right? Maybe you get rid of that ear wax.
Stay focused.
Okay? You clean your ear. That's what they said. Don't stick nothing in your ear. You know what I'm saying? Bigger than your elbow. Right? Your finger can't go inside your eardrum. Okay? But if you clean the inside, you get all that stuff about your ear. You clean your ears. Okay? So again, we wash the ears. We do the back of the ears with the thumbs. And we do the inside with the index. There is no hadith, there is no authentic hadith saying to wash the neck. Okay? So this is not part of the sunnah. Now you see some people do this. That's not the sunnah. Okay? Some say that there's nothing wrong with you cleaning your neck, but to think that it is a part of the sunnah, then it will be a bid'ah. Okay? If you just clean your neck just to clean your neck, alhamdulillah, but it is not part of the sequence of making wudu. Okay? So you don't have to wash the neck. Matter of fact, don't do it. Do it outside of the wudu. After you wash the head and you wash the ears, the last thing that we wash is the feet. Okay? The same thing with the hands. When you wash the feet, you must wash in between the toes. Again, once, twice, or 3 times. Again, you must wash all the way to your ankle. That is the bare minimum, all the way to the ankle. And we learned from Ibn Abbas bin An, he said he used to wash all the way up to the shin. So there's a hadith. You have to wash the whole foot. The bottom, the top. Listen to me. The bottom, the top, the toes, in between the toes. Get that toe jam up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be having lint inside your toes. Okay? You got to clean inside the toes. You can't just stick your foot. Some people, they're so lazy, they just stick their foot in the water, just, move their foot around and act like they did wudu. That's not wudu. The word is ghasala, which means to wash. You have to wash and rub your foot. You have to wash it. Okay? And when you clean in between the toes, the Prophet ﷺ used to use his pinky finger. To wash it between the toes, you use your pinky finger. So when you wash it between the toes, you use your little finger. Okay? So again, there is a specific hadith with regards to the feet. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, save your feet from the hellfire. Save your feet from the hellfire. There were some people that were making wudu, and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he warned them. He said, be mindful of your feet. Save your feet from the fire. If you do not wash your feet properly, your feet will burn in the hellfire. There was a man who came to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. He came to the masjid. Listen very carefully, please. Very important hadith.
Listen, pay attention.
There was a man who came to the masjid, and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was in the masjid, and the man prayed. The man prayed in the masjid. Then the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, you have not prayed. So the man prayed again. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, you have not prayed. Then the man did it again the third time. He prayed. Rasulullah ﷺ said, you have not prayed. So then the man asked, well, teach me, Ya Rasulullah ﷺ, how should I pray? He said, the first thing is that you must make a proper wudu. And he said, you missed a piece of your foot. There was a part on your foot the size of a fingernail that you left dry. So therefore your salat was not accepted. Just the size of a fingernail on your foot can make your salat not valid. Man, that's very important. Some of us, we play with the wudu, we go in there, we're lazy. Right? You try to stick your foot in the water, wiggle it around. You know what I'm saying? And like that's not wudu. We can't be lazy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We don't want him to be lazy with us when we want what we want. He ain't lazy with us when he lets our heart beat. He ain't lazy with us when he gives us food. He ain't lazy with us when he allows us to grow, have knowledge, get money, have children. So therefore, when we're making this wudu, in order to stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we have to be diligent. But again, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told him, he warned him, he said there was a piece of his foot, the size of a fingernail, that was dry, that he left dry, and because of that, his salat was not valid. So just that one little piece. He did the whole wudu properly, but he left that one little spot dry. Okay? So this is very important. Omar, stop daydreaming. Very important, man, because we can't play with this wudu. You guys is tired or lazy or whatnot. You act like you don't want to make wudu properly. You want to hurry up and get it over with. You get up and make salat, your salat ain't even valid. Okay? So then we start understanding why maybe some of our prayers are being accepted. Why we're not elevating. Your wudu has to be proper. Okay? So let's go through the sequence again. Number 1, Bismillah. So the first thing we say is Bismillah. Okay? And if we don't say the Bismillah before we start, we say Bismillah fi awwalihi wa akhirihi. Or we say in the name of Allah in the beginning and in the end. So we say Bismillah. After that, we wash the hands. We wash the hands, starting with the right hand first, all the way to the wrist, and we wash in between the fingers. We wash the finger joints. To wash just over the hands is not suffice. Okay, you must wash in between the fingers. Okay? After that, after you wash the hands, we wash the mouth. Okay? We wash the mouth, we go in, we cup the hand, we cup the water in the right hand, and put the water in our mouth with our right hand. Again, once, twice, or 3 times. All of them is suffice. If someone comes and tells you, no, sister, you have to do it 3 times, it's not true. No, you have to do it 2 times, but it's not true. You can do it once, twice, or 3 times. All of them, as we read the hadiths, the Prophet ﷺ did it many ways. And that's another thing we must understand. If the Prophet ﷺ did it many different ways, you see somebody else doing it different, Don't get on them because it still suffices. It's still okay. It's still part of the sunnah. Okay? After we do the mouth, then we do the nose. And the nose, you cup the water in the right hand. You sniff it in with the right hand. Blow it out with the left. Okay? In with the right, out with the left, on top of the left, and blow it out. The reason why we use the left hand, because you might blow out some najas. Najas means filth. Okay? So we use the left hand. After we do the nose, then we do the whole face. And we use both hands. We use both hands. We cup the hands. And we use both hands. And we wash the face again once, twice, or 3 times. And when you wash the face, you clean the eyes as well as the beard. You clean the eyes, so the Muslim, every time you wake up in the morning, you make wudu, you make fajr, there should be no reason why you walk to school with sleep in your eyes, with boogers in your eyes, right? You shouldn't walk around, go to school with, ring around the mouth. You wash your face in the morning, right? You wash your eyes and did all that, so you shouldn't have none of that stuff going on when you go to school. Okay? So you wash the face, you clean the eyes, and you clean the beard. Okay? After you wash the face, then you wash the right arm first, from the wrist to the elbow. Wash all of it, right? Just don't wet it, right? You wash it, rub it, right? Fiqhus-Salaah. Fiqhus-Salaah means to wash, scrub it, okay? Then you wash the left arm from the wrist to the elbow, okay? Then after that, you do the arms again, once, twice, or 3 times. Then you wet the hands, shake the water off. You wipe the head 1 time, from the top to the back, to the back, to the front, 1 time, okay? After that, you wash the ears, the back of the ears with your thumbs, the inside of your ears with your index finger. So again, the back of your ears with your thumbs, and then the inside of the ears with your index finger. Okay? You can wash the ears once, twice, or 3 times. Okay? The emphasis is being clean. After you wash the ears, okay, then we wash the feet. Okay? All the way to the ankle. You must go all the way to the ankle. It doesn't mean just stick your foot in the water, getting it wet. You must wash your foot, all the bottom of it, the top of it, and also clean in between the toes with your pinky finger. This is the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when you clean your foot, you clean in between your toes with your pinky finger. Okay? This is the proper wudu. This is the proper wudu.